Hey guys, it's your buddy Clint at Bentley Pasadena. Now I know I've gone over a lot of the new technology in the GT and it's basically 90% the same as a new beautiful vehicle, the Flying Spur that just came out, but I thought I'd go over some of the things again. There's a couple new features, a lot of new standard features in this car that the GT didn't have, and also the back seat with the entertainment, controls, and what you can do with that. So I'd like to go over those again with you. I know you've seen me test drive these cars and you know it's already a comfortable and smooth, fast ride, just as Bentley always promises with their new cars. But let's make sure you're getting the full use out of it by knowing all the technology in it. Let's take a look. All right, we're gonna do the configure home screen, something easy to start with. You have this button up here. If you're in something else, you can always just push to home. It'll take you straight to it. And you have three different options. This has your cars, your navigation, and your media. Now, you can sift through some of these, which is kind of nice. You get presets, all that, but to be honest, you're not gonna use the car very often. Push the top button here, you go to configure home screen. And all you have to do here is, let's say, I'll probably use my phone. You drop and drag. I'll probably use my climate more than I'll use my navigation. After that, save. And it goes right to it. My phone's not connected yet. Here's the climate control. And then you got your media here. Now for any shortcut, you have them here or here on the side, but you can just push this thing up here next to that configure button and it has everything right there. It's a nice little shortcut if you really need to. And then you go back. Okay, let's look at the media. Right now, it's on a radio station. You can do search back and forth to it. If you have your presets set up, it'll come off like this. You scroll through it this way, or using this middle knob here. This is my favorite to look at list. Again, you can go through with your finger, or you can search here, and once you find what you want, you can just press it, and you have that there. If you're old school, you can go ahead and just tune in like that. It's kind of fun. Or if you want to just type it in, you can do that as well. Then of course you have your different source modes. If you have your phone set up, you can go through media. Sirius XM comes with it for 6 months to a year, I believe. And you have the jukebox from the glove box here. Pretty simple, but let's just say we want to make this a favorite. You just push the star button. And now it's added to the favorites. All right, let's look at the navigation. You have a button up here for this, or you can push down here for this. Does not matter. It's got a nice map. Move it around just like your phone. Pinch, zoom is awesome. It does have traffic updates as well. Let's say we're gonna go someplace where we don't know yet. All right, so I wanna go to the Staples Center. I already kind of plugged it in there, but you can just type in whatever and it finds it online. It'll tell me, let's say to start the route.
The route is being calculated.
All right.
The destination is on a restricted access street. Your route includes traffic congestions.
Not bad, right? Here's the traffic.
Please drive to the route shown.
Tells you about the blocks, everything like that, which most of them didn't have before. You'd have to use your Google Maps or on your phone. Then of course you have your favorites if you'd like to plug them on in. Once you have your contacts and your phone set up to it, you can also just pick a person's contact and that'll go straight to it. From here, it's pretty simple. You can turn off your night vision or on your night vision. That's only with the touring package, which gives you your heads-up display, adaptive cruise control, things of that sort. So these, when they're highlighted, it means they're on. So I have my night vision on, heads-up display is on, coasting naturally, meaning that when you take your foot off the brake, you'll kind of coast. If you take that off, it will more brake for you. It'll give you more stopping power by just taking your foot off the gas, but I like to coast. You can raise the car if you'd like. I have the blind spot assist on, and then you have the Bentley Safeguard on. I don't know why you would take any of those off. Right now it's telling me I'm in Bentley Dynamics mode. And then also up here, this little guy up here, you push that, it tells you to adjust my heads-up display. So I can move the angle of it if I want, the height of it, angle, all that kind of stuff. So that's where you would set that. Now, this button here for the TPMS, it's just your tire pressure, all that kind of stuff. You don't really ever need to look at that. Now, here's where everything is set for the car. This is where you set everything up. You probably only need to hit this up a couple times. Once you set your parameters, you're probably not going to need to change them. You get the mood lighting here, the setup. Now, what we can do is we can change any of the ambient lighting, and it tells you kind of what color is going to be in here. So the ambient lighting is what's going to be in our floor panels and in the doors. And you can kind of see that there. And the accent colors are what goes over the car. And I like how it really does show you that. And you can match them if you want, but it's kind of fun to mix them up. And here's the cool thing. So you have each of these, 7 colors for accent, 7 for ambient, but then you can change it from muted to vibrant. Now you can see that it's a little bit brighter, it's a little bit more obvious. So you actually end up having, instead of just 14 different colors for those settings, you have 28. Then you can change how bright you want it or not. It's a very, very cool feature. I'm normally not a big fan of mood lighting, but in these cars, the way it defines the curves of the Bentley wings, and then especially in the back seat, it's definitely worth it. All right, let's look at the vehicle settings. So we'll start at central locking. So when you push the button to unlock, it will unlock all doors. You can have it just to do the side that you're going to be on, what's closer, or it's just a driver side door. I tend to choose this because it's just safer if you're in a parking lot late at night and you unlock the car. It's only going to unlock your side. Comfort opening, you could have it to where you can open the sunroof with the keys, sunroof and the windows with the keys. I like this feature, so if you just press and hold the unlock button after you hit it twice, it will lower the windows and you let some of the hot air out, that kind of thing. I like the mirrors to be folded when I lock the car, the confirmation tone feedback, so you get a nice little beep when you lock the car. This is if you don't want there to be keyless entry, which I don't know why anybody would want that, or deactivate the sensors. And then also you can exclude the trunk when you unlock the car a couple times to get all 4 doors. It will not unlock the trunk unless you push the unlock trunk button, but I prefer to have everything get unlocked if I push it twice. We go to lighting and visibility. Now you have your interior lighting. So you have a 30-second delay. So it'll fade out once you get in the car, or you get out of the car. You'll have 30 seconds. You can choose to have less, more. 30 seconds is not too bad. And then for all your buttons inside, 50% is pretty good. If you want it brighter during the day, you can always change it here, or if it's at night and too bright, you can turn it down. Reversing, I like this feature. When I put it in reverse, it'll automatically take that back shade down to give me better visibility, just in case someone's walking back there. All right, we'll go to seats. There's a lot of different options for these, and anybody who's sitting in the seats can adjust their own, of course, but we'll just start here and I'll go through it. This is the easy entry for the steering column. Yes, I want the steering column to come up when I get in the car, so it's easier for me to get in. The easy entry seat for this actual seat, I can actually, when I open the door, it moves the seat back so I can get in easier. I do like the belt tensioner. Some people don't like that. I like phone secure. Once you start driving, you'll start to feel it. Seat memory, of course. And then you have this armrest heating, which basically means that when I put the heat on for my seat, that'll come on. The driver's seat heating balance, this is going to be my back and my bottom, but there's also a lot of easier shortcuts right here for the driver and passenger here. So I just leave those alone. Same thing with the ventilated seats as well. Now, for the passenger seat next to me, it's basically the same thing. Belt tensioner, easy entry seat. I could have it to where whatever I move my driver's seat to, that passenger seat will mirror. Again, the heating rests, the balance of the vent of the seat and the heat of the seat the same. So I normally would just leave those alone and they can adjust it themselves. There's buttons down here where if you push, you can adjust it this way here, and it's just a little shortcut. All right, now for the rear seats. So you have the easy entry as well. So if somebody is going to get in the back seat, it will move the seat up actually, as long as someone's not sitting in it, to give them easier access to that seat. Also, the front seat movement. From the back seat controls, you can actually move the passenger seat up from that control to give yourself more legroom. I definitely would leave that on. Let's see here. So this is also the seating balance, so it's just going to be from back to bottom. Leave that up to them. They're going to change that in the back. Also with the armrests for both sides in the back. But you can adjust all this here and have it set, so that way they can change it from there if they don't like it. And then this would just be to reset everything back to nothing. Chassis. Now you're not going to use this very often. So if you have snow chains on, then you would push this. It'll deactivate the rear axle, but you're probably not really going to use it, at least in Southern California. But that is an option there, which is really awesome. And then plus, if you're shipping the car, you want to deactivate the auto leveling, so it doesn't keep moving and try to keep leveling when you're actually just flatbedding the car somewhere. Garage door opener, they've made this quite easy for the most part. They have us configure the buttons. You pick the button that you want, you hold it up here, it'll just take care of the rest. Very, very simple compared to the older models. And then your service checks, just tells your wiper positions, oil display. Probably never really need to use this, but again, Bentley did not want to leave anything out. All right, let's look at the driver assistance package. This is where you can do all of the safety features for driving, parking, anything. Parking distance control. This is for the volume. It's on quiet, medium, loud. I like it on quiet personally, to your discretion. Volume reduction. So when you are backing up or you're getting close and you're parking, you can do this where it'll turn down the music. So it just depends on what you want. I like to have a little bit down, but not all the way off for my music. The PDC activation means that once you are close to objects, on the screen will pop up the surround view cameras on the car. Very good safety feature. I don't know why you would want to take that off. Bentley Safeguard. So you have a collision warning that'll come up. It's audio and visual. It'll pop up on your dash, and you'll also hear it saying, hey, you're getting too close to a car. I don't really care for that too much, but why not have at least something on? It'll let you know, hey, you're getting pretty close to the car. So just depending on your preference, you can choose that. You also have a distance monitor. Well, it'll let you know, hey, you're also getting too close to that car, where you're 1.4 seconds behind another car, or you could be 3.5 seconds. I don't really care for that either. So up to you what you want to do, but probably a safe time would probably be about 1.8. Of course, if you're going faster, you want more, but this is more for like stop and go traffic. Night vision, I don't have the car on, but that's a great feature if you're living up in the mountains or something like that. It will literally do a thermal graph of an animal or a person and let you know. It'll pop up on your heads-up display. It's a great, great feature. Blind spot assist. These are for your mirrors on the side. You can't see it right now, but I can. It's also in the door handles as well. So even when you're parked and you're getting out of the car, to let you know if something's coming by, and also if a pedestrian or a biker's coming right by your door. It's a really good feature. I always keep it on the highest, to be honest with you. Why not? Lane assist. I don't like this system personally. This will, if you have it on, it will automatically move the steering wheel and keep you within the lanes. To me, it's just annoying. So I have it off, but some people like that. Especially on long drives, I might turn it on. And this is a vibration warning. So if you don't like the recenter, but it will vibrate if you are going out, but it won't auto-correct, you can keep that on. All right, adaptive cruise control and traffic assist. This is your time gap between the car in front of you that you're going to want to keep. 3 is a standard, it's pretty safe. If you want to be safer, you can go even further. But time gap for 3, it's 3 car lengths, basically. Dynamic response. This means that when you put it on adaptive cruise control, and let's say you're in sport, it's automatically going to go to standard, dynamic, or comfort. You get to choose. If you're in adaptive cruise control, you don't need it in sport. So standard is just fine, but if you want a little bit more softer on the shocks, you can go comfort. The speed limit assist, it'll tell you whether you're going too fast. Let's say you're going from a 65 to a 55 mile an hour zone, and you have it set at 70 miles an hour. It'll tell you, hey, like it dropped. I don't really need that. I don't care for that. So I just keep that off. Corner speed assist, I think this is a great thing. It will automatically reduce the speed knowing that you're going into a corner because it does have GPS on it and knows what you're going into. Of course, I'm going to want it to slow down for me automatically if that's the case. So I always keep that on. And then traffic assist, I think is great, especially here in LA, the traffic for stop and go. It'll just keep pace with the car in front of it. So it will automatically come to a full stop and then resume once that car in front of you goes. High beam assist, I think it's great. It'll automatically put on the high beams when it knows that there's no one else around that's going to be affected by it. So it'll automatically come on to improve your vision. Traffic sign recognition. I don't like this. It'll let you know when you're speeding. I know when I'm speeding. I speed most of the time. I keep that off. Manual speed warning. If your kid's going to be driving a car, maybe you'd have it, these are kilometers, so that's probably like 60 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour or something. So that'll come on. Once you reach that speed or you're above it, it'll pop up in your heads-up display, your dashboard. I personally don't like it. I keep it off. What else? Yep. And that would do it for the driver assistance package. All right, let's talk about the sound and how to adjust all this. So this is the Bang & Olufsen system, so it's kind of cool. You can move it this way. It's pretty awesome. And depending on how you want your surround sound, you can make it bigger, smaller. It's an amazing system. This is probably what you would use normally. It's got more bass, a little bit more girth to it. It's great. Let's say you got kids sleeping in the back, you could just move it up to the front so they don't get any of the sound in the back. But for the most part, you're going to have it right in the middle. It's very nicely adjusted as is. Now with the volume, some of these things we went over already. So the navigation announcements, depending on what level, it's pretty nice how it is. I don't want it too loud. Sometimes I don't even want it on at all. Parking distance control, we already went over this. I want it on quiet. Volume being reduced. Again, I wanted a little bit down the volume from the radio, but not that much. And then noise compensation. When you get on the freeway, it'll automatically go ahead and increase the volume. This is, again, something I don't like. I want to go ahead and adjust it myself. And plus, there's not a lot of road noise in a Bentley anyway. These are also, if you have the Bluetooth, you have the auxiliary, and microphone sensitivity. So this is kind of interesting. If somebody can't hear you on the phone through Bluetooth, you can come here through the sound volume and increase the sensitivity of the microphone. You don't want to do it too much because they'll hear every little tiny thing in it, but for some reason, if they can't hear you, that's where you want to go. You can set your ringtone volume for your incoming calls, your message tone, of course, mute navigation during call. So if you're on the phone and you're driving somewhere, I have it muted. And then, of course, acoustic feedback. When the confirmation tone, I always have that. All right, let's look at the apps. This is kind of cool. If you need to get some gas, you're on a trip, something like that, it has all of them here. And once you click on one, it'll give you the guidance, which is really awesome. Nice, convenient. The weather, this is pretty cool. It'll tell you the weather, what it's going to be like. It's going to be a little hot today. Got a little chance of rain, but this is where I'm at in Pasadena. But if I want to, I could do another location. So let's say I want to see San Jose, what it's like up there. Pretty neat, pretty easy to use. I like it. One of my favorites is the news. So it'll just pop up with things that are on there. Let's see, the Biden-Harris, and you can just push play, and you can turn it up.
Harris-focused White House campaign and virus crisis. News from...
Pretty cool. Just read it to you, so you can kind of pick what you want to hear and listen to. Love, love, love this app. And then legal info, which you're probably never going to need to use, privacy statements, so on and so forth. But if you have any questions, you need to call somebody, they have it right here for you.